What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 2020. Wait, hold on. Are we supposed to say 25 or 26? Because it is 26. The 2025 brunchies happening in 2026. There you go. We're going to be going over our favorites of the year in music, in sports, in entertainment, and just life, the internet, pop culture. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I can't wait to talk all about 2025 in 2026 with my two best friends. Gentlemen, how are you feeling getting ready for, what is this, the 7th, 8th brunchies?
That sounds about right. 7th, 8th, something like that. Yeah.
Well, I did a lot of homework last night because there were a few topics that I knew I needed to go back and find out what I said on this podcast to give you the answer to it.
Get it.
So hard. But what I did notice in that is that if you combine the first wave of this podcast and the second wave of this podcast, we are officially just over 300 total episodes, boys. So, new year, new milestone. Congratulations, and I'm excited to dive into it today.
Yeah, this is easily one of all of our favorite episodes to do of the year. Every year that we do this is a surprise and delight, if you will. And I'm excited. I'm excited to look back on a wild 2025. And it's just great to be together with both of you again. Let me just say that. It's been a little bit. We stumbled at the end of 2025. We stumbled our way through the end of the year. We made it through. So collectively, we back, and let's kick off 2026 the right way by looking back at 2025 and talk about how great it was. Or bad.
Right. Or bad. Well, let's do it. But before that, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Dan, let everybody know where they can find the brunchies and all the beautiful content that will come from this.
Yes, the brunchies in every episode in between, every 51 episodes in between Brunchy Awards, you can find on any podcast streaming service on the planet of Earth that we sit on is where you can find it. A new episode comes your way each and every Wednesday. Hit follow or subscribe or whatever verb they prefer to use. And if you do so on our show page, the episode's going to come straight to you, straight to your device, going to download as soon as it's available Wednesday morning, each and every Wednesday morning. That way you will not miss us. You will not miss an episode. Something else you should not miss is the video pod. Video pods are available on our YouTube page, Facebook, and right in the Spotify app, premiering at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Of course, you can watch those on demand anytime you'd like after that. We're everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. And of course, we've been hyping up the sounds of brunch after a killer 2025. And every Brunchies, we put together the best of the best and maybe the worst of the worst in our Sounds of Brunch almost wrapped, if you will, where we're going to give you the best of 2025 in there. So it's going to be a loaded Sounds of Brunch. Where can you find that? Spotify, exclusively on Spotify. That gets updated each and every Friday. Tell Siri, tell Alexa, tell Rufus, play me the Sounds of Brunch.
Shouts to Rufus.
Yeah.
Definitely Bruncher of the Year candidate is Rufus.
Ooh, stay tuned.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the show. But all right, let's get into our first category on the Brunchies. Let's do something that we usually end the show with. We'll start the show with. Let's go with music here. All right, let's get into our song of the year to start off the Brunchies, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. Let's do this. Daniel, song of the year.
Big category, big pressure. Kicking off the award ceremony with one of my favorite categories of all time. A lot of great music in 2025. It just hyped up the Sounds of Brunch. I can guarantee you right now that the three winners we were about to name as Song of the Year were at one point on the Sounds of Brunch. I can guarantee you that right now. And for me, tough category. Some of my favorite artists, but I got to give it to my man. He won Song of the Summer for me. He's going to win Song of the Year. Ed Sheeran, Azizam, baby. Song of the Year. Just, it put me in a good mood every time I felt it. I had no business giving Ed Sheeran this many awards ever, let alone in one year. Shout out to Garbage by 21 Pilots, Daisies by Justin Bieber, and 12 to 12 by Somber. You were all great nominees, but Ed Sheeran, congratulations for making the Song of the Year for your boy, Steel City Dan 22. Aziz, who would have thought? Who would have knew? But congratulations, you win a brunchie.
Man, that's big. When 21 Pilots is in the running here and Dan
I know.
says, boys, you're gonna have to sit this one out. Like, that's a big deal.
It is. Because when I was initially thinking through the category, I was like, well, that's easy. And then I was like, wait, this was the year of Azizam. This was the summer of Azizam. Like that was it. That was it. So big upset. Big upset.
Well, Chris, song of the year, hit it.
Yeah, mine is from a band that I'm going to talk about more in this episode as we go on. My song of the year is from a new pop punk band called Super Sometimes. Their song Spork. Just unbelievable energy, unbelievable everything, man. Like they remind me so much of Blink 182. They're a three-piece pop punk band from Southern California that just like all of a sudden broke onto the scene this year. And that song was definitely, when you look at your Wrapped for the year in Spotify, it was like, yeah, you listen to this song probably more than is healthy. But that's because it was so good. So that's my song of the year.
My song of the year, boys. This went down to the wire, and I still don't even know if I'm doing it right. But it seems like both songs you guys picked put you in good moods. Mine's completely opposite. And I had a great 2025. So it's hilarious, these two songs. That one is Gucci Mane by Jessie Murph, which is an amazing song with a sample flips Gucci Mane's Lemonade, but the song is about her estranged like deadbeat dad, and the song's incredible. It's incredible. And then the Clips, they put out an amazing album this year, and they have a song called Birds Don't Sing with John Legend that's up for record and song of the year and all the things at the Grammys this year, and it's about their two parents dying, and it's an amazing song. Like, it is an amazing song. Every time I listen to it, I want to call my parents. Like, first time I listened to it, I was like, I had to call my dad. He's like, what are you calling me for? I was like, I don't know. I just want to talk. But I'm going to go with Jessie Murph, Gucci Mane. That is my song of the year. I love that song so much. It is just it's just such a well-produced song. Whoever produced this song and was like, we're going to take this club banger like Lemonade by Gucci Mane and make it and slow it down and chop and screw it and make it this and put it on top of this song that is about her deadbeat dad and coming from nothing is just amazing stuff. So, song of the year, Jessie Murph, congratulations. Get your brunchie.
Congrats. Big year for her. Year for her. Really thrust onto the scene. So, wow. I don't know if it's an upset pick from you, but that's a big one. Big one. Close call at the end.
It's weird when you're going through songs, when you're going back and being like, all right, I think this song's it. And then you go back and listen to the songs that you liked throughout the year. And you're like, oh, shit. God damn. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, when you put the full year in perspective, it's tough. It's tough, right? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into my favorite category of the Brunchies. Worst song of the year. And I will get it started, gentlemen, because I've been waiting to talk about this probably all year.
Do it!
Ordinary by Alex Warren.
Yeah!
Legitimately the worst song of the year. And I hate that the worst song is also the most popular song of 2025. And I tried not to use it, but honestly, everything in my mind just kept coming back to that being the worst song. And this song got popular because it was on Netflix's Love is Blind on the finale. And because the song came out in February, the episode of Love is Blind that he walks through the pods and singing the song comes out in March. And it just shows you how many millions and millions of people watch Netflix shows and how millions and millions of people have no taste in music, because this weird fake Imagine Dragons / Nickelback song became one of the biggest songs of 2025. Alex Warren, Ordinary. I'm going to throw my brunchie at your face. So, worst song of 2025. And I'm sorry, it's not even close. Not even close.
I respect and couldn't agree with you more on that decision, honestly. And like this is kind of a tough category because like I feel like we have our own maybe personal picks that come to mind, but I also in like research be like, what does everybody else think the worst song of the year is? I'm gonna tell you what, that song was on every list that I saw, every single list. So anybody that's like, I can't believe you, that's on a bunch of lists from a bunch of people. So whether or not you like it, you're wrong.
Dan, I think, wait, was it last year or the year before where everybody hated that song that was in the Applebee's commercial?
Oh yeah, it was a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad.
And I feel like, Dan, if I'm remembering correctly, you mentioned like your mom and other women in your family loved that song. So
correct.
How do they feel about this song that Dee Dee just mentioned is the worst and everybody else thinks is the worst? Do you know?
Oh, I'm sure they love it. I'm sure they thought it was great. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind because they're of the contingent majority of people that Dee Dee just mentioned. You have no taste in music.
Well,
and I'm not afraid to call out family and say that.
Pros and cons. You just need to keep working on your family, man. To tell them the good news of the good music.
God, the digs that Dan takes at his family every week is like becoming my favorite trend of the brunch breakdown. Like
the yearly tradition that's not going away.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Worst songs of 2025.
I'll just, so I had trouble, and I always have trouble with this category, just because like I'm not, I think anybody who listens to this podcast knows this, I'm not listening to the most currently released music as much as you guys are. Yeah. I'm kind of in my own little bubble over here. So I normally just hear music I like because I make it that way. But I mentioned this band 408 multiple times throughout the year. You guys may remember I was like, I don't know if they're good or if they're bad, but they're so cringy that I can't stand it. And so I haven't decided what one of their songs I'm identifying for this because they're also cringy that I figured I would just mention that this band and their music is just the worst. So 408.
Wow.
Ooh.
The first of its kind.
It took me a year to figure out how I feel about this band, and it's just bad. It's just bad. And they're so popular. So kind of like we were just talking about with that other song. I think some people, they're like, oh, it's catchy, it's poppy, it's punky, I like it. And it's like, no, you gotta listen to what they're doing, and you gotta look at them and make a decision. And it's just, it's not good. It's just not good.
The first of its kind song of the year goes to an entire group. And all of their music.
The full discography.
The catalog. That has never happened before in the history of this award show.
Yeah, so we'll put all of their songs on the playlist this week.
Yeah, great.
Is the band from Orlando? Did I find the right band?
They are from Florida, yes.
Okay, they're from Orlando. And wow.
And if you you don't even have to listen to their music. If you just look at them, you'd be like, are they trying to be Fall Out Boy or Good Charlotte? You know, you're like, you can just by looking at them be like, they are just trying to be other bands and doing poorly.
I hate that.
I can't wait to dive into this. But they really love Blink-182, or at least they use them as a search term to get people to go to their music.
That makes sense.
By looking at them for literally 2 seconds on the thing. It's like every post says something about Blink-182 or Mark Hoppus.
Like every piece of content they put out, it's like them walking down train tracks singing a sad song about some chick, and I'm just like, who are you trying to be right now? Because this is bad. So that's it.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh my God. Like worst song where like, listen, I gave Alex Warren at least a chance. Like if he puts out a good song, good for him. But 408, they're just dead.
No chance. Never stood a chance.
No chance.
Buried him in the ground.
Hey, and 2026 is a new year. Maybe they could turn it around. I'm not optimistic they will, but this is only for 2025. So everything I heard last year, not good.
A full year's worth of music. Winning the category. Incredible.
Oh
incredible.
Well, Dan, it's up to you, man.
Tough to follow. I'm gonna tell you what, that's tough to follow. Now, I was more on the path of Dee Dee. I'll say that in my methodology for this award. And somebody I very strongly considered giving it to, I think fits the bill of Alex Warren in Ordinary. And the gentleman who came in runner-up in a very, very, maybe the closest race of them all for me, who narrowly, he escaped. He escaped by a hair. Benson Boone, you are lucky, sir. Mystical Magical should be winning this award for all the same reasons that Alex Warren just won his award. Okay. And yes, to those same people that are saying, I cannot believe it's one of the most popular songs of the year, check the lists. It's also on all of those lists of worst songs of the year. So it made me feel a little good about myself. However, congratulations. You don't win this award. The winner of worst song of the year. This hurts my childhood a little bit, but guys, Will Smith, Pretty Girls. Without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
The worst song of the year. Just, and there's been, Dee Dee, you even shared some remixes of it, I think, on a future, years or weeks past the original Sounds of Brunch that it made it on. It's an impossible song to make sound good. And unfortunately, Pretty Girls, Will Smith, congratulations. Worst song of the year.
I'm with you, dude.
Brutal. It's brutal.
Everything that he did musically this year was like, why?
Yeah.
And it felt like there was an upswing inevitably gonna happen for him. And
correct.
It just didn't.
Right. Right. You're like, all right, got that one out of your system. All right, let's go. Here it comes. Yeah, and it never landed.
There was the smack heard around the world, and then he kind of disappeared for a while, and then you're like, oh, music. All right, he's been like planning something. And then you're like, this is what he was planning?
I just didn't get it. It's like, because the smack happens, and then so that we're like, what are we, 2 or 3 years away? We're like 3 years away from the slap. And the slap happened, and then like he went away, put out Bad Boys 4, right? And then that did huge numbers. So I was like, all right, cool. I didn't ask you to do music, Will. Like, just go back to doing action movies again. Like, they're putting out Aladdin 2. He's going to be in that. That's going to make $1 billion. Like, good. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, he's still very young that he should be, like, still in the prime of his acting career. And he's just like, no, I got this. I got music. Pretty Girls. Check it out.
It's like, you need a hobby. Like, this is it's like, this is what happens when like people who have been famous since they were like 18 or have like empty nest syndrome because like their kids are like in their like probably mid-20s now, something like that. And like, you got to figure out what to do. And
all this time.
When did we lose Uncle Phil? It's been a couple of years since we lost Uncle Phil. I feel like there's a pattern there. Ever since we lost my man, I think Will has lost his way. He's also lost his way without his TV dad.
God.
Look it up. I feel like there's a pattern.
Could be.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's do Spotify Wrapped Ages. Let's do that. Well, let's do that.
Ooh, okay. We're on the music.
Yeah, we'll keep it with music. We'll go back. We'll but I have one thing to say. I don't use Spotify, so I am not.
Oh.
So I can't do this. But I want to hear yours. Your ages.
How about Dee? You can guess.
Dee, what's your Rufus age?
Do you want to guess what both Chris and my Spotify ages were? Our Spotify age is based on the music we listen to and what the majority of people that age listen to in that same vein of music. Do you have any idea? I have a guess of what Chris's is.
I have a guess of what Chris's is too. And Chris's is probably his age.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably right around like maybe it's skewed a little bit lower, like 35, like 34 because of some of the new age pop punk. Maybe there's some younger kids in there, but I think it's pretty close to his age.
Yeah, I think it's literally 40. Period. Okay.
All right, Chris.
Well, I am 38 years old, and my Spotify age is 39.
Oh, nice.
But
incredible.
But I will say I am turning 39 in 2 months, so couldn't be more accurate. And
kudos, Spotify.
They tell you your age, and then they say why, and then they're like, it was just one sentence. It's like, you listen to a lot of music from the early 2000s.
They're like, I don't know how much more simply to put this. This is
So,
what you do.
I knew it was going to be the reason I said 40. I know you're not 40 yet, but I mean, at some point during next year, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm 40. But like, I knew it just because it was going to be 40 something because of where your music taste lies.
Yeah.
Like, it had to be that,
Yeah.
you know?
I was wondering a little bit because, like, I will say there was a chunk of this year where Moana 2 had a stranglehold on the house. That movie came out, and so a lot, like, some of my most listened to songs were requested by the kids. And I was like, I wonder if that'll skew it at all. But then it was like, well, probably everybody else my age had that same thing happening. So, like, Spotify knows. They know what's going on, right?
Ah, clever girl.
It's from what I have gathered about this Spotify age thing, is that it's not about how many times one song plays. It's about the whole list of songs that you have.
Okay.
So it's not about volume, it's about choices.
Because I guess that's one of the reasons why they did the age thing and some other new stats and stuff on Apple and on Spotify and stuff because of the parenting problem. Because a lot of people are like, all right, I get it. Like, I played the theme song to SpongeBob SquarePants 1,000 times in 2025.
Yeah,
that's not my favorite song, and they
I'm not 5.
And they figured out how to like manage that. You know what I mean? Makes for funny stuff. But people are like, I want to know my actual stats, like not just like what I played with my kids on the school. So
okay, all right.
So it's cool to hear that yours didn't change.
Didn't skew.
Yours didn't change because your whole list. You know what I mean? Moana's number 1, but like the rest.
But there's
2005.
There's a lot of other deep pop up in there.
Newfound glory and sky in there, boys.
In between, those.
Yeah. Dan,
what do you think? Take a guess.
25.
Yeah, I think Dan's is gonna be younger. Just because of like the amount of new music you listen to. Like Katie's my wife's was younger. Hers was 21.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's because she like the girls like a lot of like the new Taylor Swift that came out and like some other music, so she's listening to more newly released stuff, which brought her Spotify age down. So I would imagine yours is in the 20s.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Swiftie thing is kind of interesting because the age demographic of Swifties is pretty wide.
It's insanely wide.
Right? So like, I don't know how that equals out in the whole grand scheme of things. I was expecting it to be younger too because of the new music thing. I wasn't expecting it to be this much younger.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
17. Yeah. 17 was my Spotify listening age. That's the lowest I've seen. And I don't know if I'm proud about it. I don't know what to say, but
I think that's
17. I was like, damn, these kids got good music taste. That's all I got to say.
I'm a little bit worried about you, Dan. I don't know. I think that's a little low. I think it's a little bit low.
If it's low, I was expecting in the 20s, but I was like 17. I mean, like, listen, I've complained about when going to concerts nowadays, the young that are there, but they're usually not 17. These are like 21-year-olds, but
you don't know what that looks like, dude.
I don't.
Well, you got to check for the wristband. That's all you got to do. You know? Still, that game still works.
Dan, I want to challenge you, and I want to challenge you in 2026. I want you once a month to pick an album that you loved in high school and go back and listen to it once a month.
You want me to try to be older in my Spotify age? You want me to try?
I don't like anybody
be a legal adult.
I don't like anybody around 40 being associated with anybody that's a teenager. I just think we need to bring it up. We need to bring it up a little bit.
Just drive by the schoolyard, put the windows down. Hey, what you kids listening to this year?
Listen,
me too.
In your defense, I will say, in your defense, because like when you say 17, okay, or whatever, but like Somber's 20. Yeah. How much did you listen to Somber this year?
A lot.
A ton.
A lot.
Right?
A
like
lot,
I told you guys on the Brunch Breakdown, like when I went to his concert with my friend Austin, who was on the same label as him, I met his mother at the after party, backstage that Somber couldn't even drink at.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then if you listen to any like Tate McRae, I know you listen to Sabrina Carpenter, all these people are 25 and under. So I'm not surprised by like that, because some of the biggest artists of this year are under 25, under 20, and
it's true. Just keeping
listen
me
to
youthful.
a lot of newer music, and new music, doesn't usually come out from 40-year-olds. It comes from young people.
True.
So yeah, I'm
keeping it young.
17 seems a lot, but like
I'm like something.
I'm not surprised.
I like need to go back and be like, what?
But 21, I if it would have said 21, I'd be like, yeah, that's right.
I'd have been fine, comfortable, appropriate.
17's fine.
17, I'm not even legal.
Dan, by our next episode, this is your homework. I want you to identify what that album for January is going to be.
Okay.
Like
a lot of Neil Diamond this year.
Dan, next year he's going to be 68.
You're right. I'm flipping this thing on its head, Spotify.
Yeah. But then we're just going to be like, all right, Dan, you did too much. What are you doing?
Took it too far the other way.
Got real into oldies in 2026. The classics.
I listened to Sweet Caroline 300 times. All right. Well, we have one more music category, but we will save that for the end of the show. Let's get into food. Gentlemen, I was going to say ladies and gentlemen, but like you're not ladies. So gentlemen, let's get into
adults.
It. Kids and adults. Best thing we ate in 2025. And since I sat out the last category, I will get it here. So we and Siobhan and friend of the program, Raj, went to a restaurant in May called Funke. It's Evan Funke's restaurant. He's got shows on Netflix. And a lot of the times you go to celebrity chef places, it's, listen, their food's fine. Michelin star chefs, you never know what's going to happen. It's sometimes the food's weird. Italian food, the best Italian food I've ever had in my life. And I am somebody who grew up around all Italians. And after I left that restaurant, and we tried literally everything on this menu. Like we were just getting small plates of every single thing. And the best thing I ate was everything on that menu. But the one thing I left saying it was like, we shouldn't be able to call what we call ravioli after eating that. We should have a different name. So like for what he does there, we can't call it ravioli when we make ravioli at home. We take it out the bag, we put it in the pot. Like, no, we shouldn't be able to call it that. We should be able to call it something else. Like any of the pastas that I had there, like we shouldn't, even like meatballs. Like I shouldn't be able to call meatballs at my house. Because like what they do is not making a meatball. They do something completely different. So either something has to change when you eat food that's that good of stuff that you've had before. You're like, no, that can't be the name anymore. It just can't be. It just literally can't be that name. And that's why Funke, just everything on that menu was just unbelievable, down to dessert and everything. And I just love that place, and I love everything on that menu. But it changed Italian food for me. So, yeah,
it's a good thing and a bad thing. Now you're like professional meatballs.
Like honestly, it's like
next level.
It's like the G League, like NBA. It's like you're like, oh, he's in the NBA, but he's in the G League though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, or like you play professional football, but in the XFL.
What are we having tonight? Ravioli or G League ravioli?
Are we having Steph Curry or Seth Curry?
I love that. That's a curry restaurant right there.
That's it. That's it right there. That's it. Are we getting Michael Jordan or Marcus Jordan? Yeah. Which one are we getting?
Just baseball player Michael Jordan or basketball player Michael Jordan?
Yeah. Like which one are we getting? Yes, that is 1000% how I felt after leaving there. I was like, I don't make this, and no one's ever made this for me. But I've had all of this food, but this isn't the same. So yeah, best thing I ate. Everything on the menu at Funke.
Amazing. Mine wasn't even close. I knew it right away. I took multiple trips to Dallas in 2025 for work, and one trip in particular, every trip I went on was basically hosted by somebody else. And I was like, we're in Texas. Why on earth have we never gotten barbecue when I'm down here? This is ridiculous. And so the last trip I went on in November, the person I went with, they're like, we're getting barbecue this time. I'm like, I'm in. Let's go. Terry Black's, one of the most famous barbecue places in the world and in Texas, Austin, and Dallas. Like, let me tell you something. I'm a little bit of a barbecue snob. A lot of people that know me know that. This was outrageously good. And for them to produce, there's like just a constant line at the door. We were there on a Sunday night, 8 o'clock, still a line out the door. Right.
Jesus.
And it's just, yeah. And they churn through so much. It's unbelievable. Like things like creamed corn. Whoever thought that was good? I do now at Terry Black's. Smoked mac and cheese, dirty rice, cornbread, but the smoked brisket. Now, brisket is Texas's thing, and it should just stay that way. We shouldn't be allowed to make it anywhere else. Period. Because this was life changing. Like, and I wasn't the only one reacting that way, which made me feel a little bit better about myself. It was so damn good. If you're ever in Texas, Terry Black's, it'll change your life for the better. I promise. But it wasn't even close.
Nice. Barbecue almost made my list too. When I was in Oklahoma City, I had something called I had a loaded spud, which is like a potato with everything possibly in it, like brisket, pulled pork, and cheese and everything. And I was like, this is why America's fat, but also beautiful.
Yes. Love that. Love that.
This is why America's fat and beautiful, baby.
Yeah.
Salute.
Well, boys, for me, the best thing I ate this year was the food item was steak. There were two occurrences where I quite enjoyed it, partially because the steak was good, but partially because of the company.
There you go.
2025 was an amazing year for me for a number of reasons. One of the cool things that I was able to do this year was like go places. And like when I mean go places, I mean like go places with other adults. Not that I don't love my kids, but like a little bit of time away can be rejuvenating, you know?
If you don't love them, it's fine.
So Katie and I went to California and had a really, really amazing steak dinner in Huntington. Was it Huntington Beach? Is that what the name of the place? Yeah. And then the three of us had that steak dinner the final night in Vegas at Carver's. Is that what it was called?
Yep. Carver's steak.
Both of those were delicious, but like just also nice to have dinner with adults. It was good.
Beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye a little bit.
I know. Those were I considered that steak. That steak was phenomenal. Carver steak. That whole experience there.
We got to pick out our own knives.
That was the craziest thing
ever. That was insane. I didn't know he came to the table with this box of knives and we all just stared at it.
We're like,
do you have a recommendation? Because I don't know.
We're like, oh, we're just gonna pick it. And there's like, no, there's levels of knives here. Depending on the steak you're getting, you need appropriate knife to go with it. Like,
yeah. And so like
should be on you guys.
I didn't want the biggest one, but I didn't want the smallest one. So I think I picked like the next smallest one.
Yeah, you did.
It worked. So yeah, I don't know. That was a good time though. That was a good time.
God, yeah. He's like, choose your weapon. I was like, excuse me? Excuse me? God, no, that was an awesome experience. And it's funny, I realized I saw you guys a lot this year, which was very nice. So like that was cool.
It was very cool.
That's true. Multiple get-togethers is not common.
True.
Yeah. It's always good. True. All right. Well, best thing we drank this year, boys.
I can kick it off because mine was also on that trip to California. And again, so this one was like partially because the beer was good, but also the story. And I talked about this in May where we went on a boat cruise. Is it Newport Beach, DB, in Orange County? We went on a boat cruise through like the harbor there. And halfway through, we were just talking to the captain running the boat. And he was a co-owner of a brewery in Orange County called Rome Brewing Company. And like I spent an hour of this boat cruise just like picking his brain about what it's like to own a brewery. So that was so much fun. And then afterwards got to try out one of the IPAs from Rome Brewing, and it was very good too. So it was kind of a combination of like, hey, the beer was good, but also like the people and the story was fun. So that was the best one for me.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. We do Brews Day each and every week here on the Brunch Breakdown. And Thankfully, shout out to Untapped. Keeps me track of all the great beers I've had over the year and bad beers. But I didn't go beer for best thing I drank this year.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do it. And I
Well,
had to
when
go.
you're 17, you're not allowed to drink beer, Dan.
That's true. That's true. So Shirley Temples were definitely um but I had to go back. I had to go back a ways, back into February around Valentine's Day. Went to a bar in Pittsburgh here called Space Bar, which is has quickly become one of the best cocktail bars in the city, in the county. Honestly, it's unbelievable. And they had a special like Valentine's menu that time, and they had a drink called the Big Bang, which of course it's a space themed bar, so you get Big Bang, but it was cocoa butter washed vodka, creme de coco, clarified strawberries, and it was force carbonated, served with a chocolate cover strawberry. Like, never could I have imagined a drink like that, a cocktail, be able to taste like a chocolate covered strawberry and be so damn good. It was unbelievable. Nothing like I'd had anywhere else. Big Bang, Space Bar, best thing I drank.
That checks out, because as you were rolling through that, I was just like, you know what? I have heard Dan say a lot of ingredients this year.
It wasn't the year of marshmallow, that had its time. This had a lot of different things going on.
Yeah.
Well, for the best thing I drank, going back to Funk A, I had this thing called the Sicilia, and guys, it's a blood orange,
of course,
prickly pear.
All right, that's it.
Margarita.
Okay, there you go. Might as well call it the Daniel Dudley. Let's just
blood. I was like, yeah. We sit down. I'm like, yep, that's it. And I was like, yep, just keep them coming.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
I know, like, Siobhan and Raj were ordering different drinks and whatnot, and they were like, oh, I gotta try this, gotta try that. And I was like, no, just keep this one coming. Don't fuck it up. Like, blood orange, prickly pear, margarita, like, come on. Came in a nice glass.
That's got
beautiful.
You written all over it. That's perfect for you.
All day. So, best thing I drank. Shouts to Funke for the second time today on the show. All right. Let's get into some sports categories here, guys. What is your best moment in football? Sponsored by Chris Gates Fitness. I guess we'll let Chris start because it's sponsored by Chris Gates Fitness.
Well,
let's go. Let's do it.
He's related to the person who runs that.
Thank you for indulging me, boys, this year in creating a new segment that still probably needs a better name, called This Week in Football. I've had a lot of fun with that segment this year. The best moment in football for me this year, ironically, came in a game that I attended that was a horrifying loss. It was just terrible. It was a terrible experience at the game. But the best moment in football for your boy right here was basically everything that led up to Pitt playing Notre Dame. Game day, coming to Pittsburgh. That the tailgate scene for that game is, I'm pretty confident in saying that is the best tailgate scene I have ever experienced for a home game for Pitt football. I've never seen the North Shore like that, with ESPN there, and like obviously Pat McAfee and all the stuff he was doing, and the tailgate lots were full, and just like the whole atmosphere was amazing. That entire week leading up to it, there were so many eyes on my team, which like doesn't ever happen. So that was for me the best moment in football.
Nice.
Epic.
And it wasn't
indeed.
horrifying. It was over in like definitely by like mid-second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, there was a moment when we scored and then we kicked the ball off, and then Notre Dame would have run it for a touchdown had our punter or our kicker not like grabbed the one guy by the back of his jersey, and he just got dragged up the field for like 20 yards. And I was like, this is how much better they are than us. It was a rough moment.
Yeah. A lot of great moments in football this year. And yes, was an honor to share those with everybody each and every week in This Week in Football. But But I'm going to stay in the same category as you, Chris. I mean, there were a lot of great ones in the professional ranks. The Chiefs being eliminated from the playoffs was a glorious, glorious, glorious time to end 2025. One of them, actually, I thought about this. I was like, wait, what day of the month is it? Like something that occurred last weekend in the professional game with the Steelers was that's the early contender for 2026. It was technically 2026. If that wasn't 2025, that's the one. Ravens Steelers, in one of the most wild games I've ever seen in my entire life. But that's 2026, so we gotta stick it to 2025. Mine didn't actually happen during a game, but between games. Chris, after we witnessed in person Pitt's horrible loss to Louisville at home.
Thanks for bringing that up, Dan. We're
talking about but that wasn't the moment. That wasn't the moment.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I know
that wasn't the moment. It was what happened between that game and the following Saturday.
Yeah.
Right? I think it was the following Saturday where it was enough is enough. And the season for Pitt football got flipped on its head. I went from fire everybody, clean house, this is it, we're done, to the future is now. Eli Holstein, take a seat on the bench. Enter the magical Mason. And it just, the moment we had all been waiting for to see, and if it actually was like, okay, we've heard a lot about this kid. We've heard a lot. And when then then it was shown week after week after week with a couple of bumps along the road like Notre Dame and whatnot. But still, an amazing moment because my fall was all but ruined in September already. So that moment made football magical again.
That was fun. That was fun for sure. I don't think anybody saw that coming. But I mean, you explained the typical arc of a Pitt football season. Hey, right. It started. This is great. By October, fire everyone. And then something at the end gives you hope for the next year. And we just wash, rinse, repeat.
Yep.
Sad. All right. My best moment in football, boys. Notre Dame getting gray zoned by the ACC. And if you don't know what gray zone is, that means when you're in a relationship with somebody, but you're not the main chick. Like, and you think that they're gonna at some point just be like, yep, I'm leaving my wife and my kids for you. No, sir, they are not. And shouts to the ACC for doing that. Listen, they're like, Notre Dame, we love packing our stadiums with you. We love having fun with you. Man, nobody does it like you. My wife would never do this thing. You do it, Notre Dame. But at the end of the day, I got my kids. I got my wife. I'm not leaving them. Shouts to Miami, who's now in the national championship
Unbelievable.
game.
Yeah.
Who's now in the national championship game. And it's all because the ACC gray zoned Notre Dame. And I'm a Notre Dame fan, a huge fan. But it was just funny to watch the ACC be like, fam, you don't get to come to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? What? Like, it was just funny. I was like, I think everyone thought I'd be mad, and I'm getting all these texts and stuff, and I'm just like, dude, this is fun. Like, as it just came out throughout, those more stuff came out throughout the week, and Notre Dame's AD is just vomiting garbage on every television network and all these things, and I'm just like, wow, you really are the side chick. Like, that's how you got to feel. And, and Notre Dame doesn't get to feel like that a lot. So it's one of those things where it was just funny watching them not know what to do with someone choosing someone else over them. And it was fun to watch. I don't know. It was fun to watch. But yeah, that's my best moment in football this year.
With that one, can we go right into
yes.
Sports story of the year?
100%.
Because that was my sports story of the year, was Notre Dame just bitching for an entire week, only to now see that the team that they said they should have got in over is going to be in the national championship game.
Ridiculous.
And also that team beat you. So, like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Yeah, for sure. That was my sports story of the year. And it was so weird, man, because for like 2 years there, Notre Dame was I went from always hating Notre Dame to like they're getting kind of likable. Like Marcus Freeman seemed like a likable dude. They are still independent. They haven't chosen the Big Ten or the SEC, so they're kind of like holding the sport together in a sense. Because it feels like if they ever commit, then everything else just all the dominoes fall. And then they went ahead and did that. And Pete Javakovich or whatever that guy's name is. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
A lot of gonads.
That was my sports story of the year.
A lot of gonads, and it's paying back 100-fold for the ACC right now. It's unbelievable. This story is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is great.
Boy, a sports year full of great ones. Boy, I got 3 here, and this is the only category I haven't made a choice on up until this morning.
Is one of them related to Mason Heinschel?
It's not. It's actually not.
Because I was going to say he's 18 and your Spotify age is 17. So maybe you should lean with that one because you guys are the same.
We'd be good friends.
Well, do you need a moment, Dan? Because I have mine.
Please.
Mine's
Find me
super
some more
easy.
time. Please.
Nothing shook the sports world like Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers out of absolute nowhere. Trading your 26-year-old absolute superstar, all NBA player, best player in forever, and just trade him to the Golden franchise so we can have life after that. And I'll never forget that night because we're sitting on the couch out of nowhere. Siobhan just goes, Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers? And I was like, whatever, that's funny. And she's like, no, like we just put it up on the site. And I was like, what? And then all of a sudden it just led to the next week and a half of just listening to any and everybody talk about why this happened, how this happened, the weirdness of this happening, the 2 GMs just being like best friends and just being like, you know what? Like, I think we can make this happen.
I like defense.
Yeah. Didn't put him on the market. Nothing, just out of nowhere. And it's still weird that Luka is a Laker. I watch the Lakers like, every week. And I'm like, how's he here? This makes no sense. So just that Luka trade is still the craziest thing in the sports story of the year for me because I still don't believe that it happened. I don't understand how it happened. I don't know why it happened. And just the more things you hear about it, it's like, because even when Luka talks about it, he's like, yeah, dude, like I broke my phone that night. I had no idea. Like I threw my phone on the ground. I didn't know this was happening. And like no one knew. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
As someone who doesn't pay attention to the NBA, are the Lakers substantially better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yes. And will be for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
That's the bigger thing. For post LeBron, everybody's like,
yeah. Because now it's like, all right, LeBron, please retire, so then we can build this thing around Luka. Yeah, that's really what it is. Even though LeBron's still good, it's just like the Lakers are now going to be good for the next 10 years.
Right.
And there was no hope before this happened.
I mostly just see like memes of LeBron taking 7 steps to take a shot. And I'm like, oh, are they laughably bad or something? But that's good to hear that it paid off.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, I'm glad you went because that was actually probably the one I was leaning towards. Diddy was Luka traded to the Lakers. I mean, even still when I see highlights and pictures, I'm like, who mocked this Lakers jersey up on Luka? Like, this is just some AI image. It still doesn't feel real.
No.
All this time later. So just based on that, I'll go with another story, even though I was kind of leaning that way. I also was thinking about, like, it happened so long ago, but when Rory McIlroy won the Masters, that was like so, my gosh, dude. Like, dude's in his like mid-30s, late 30s, right? Like, he'd been chasing that green jacket for the longest time, and then he almost choked it away again. It was so dramatic, and it was so awesome to witness that. But that was, all the way back in April. But you know what? I'm going to keep it a little bit closer to home. John Cena's retirement run, because it was a almost year-long story. He announces 2025 is his final year as a competing WWE superstar, and he just goes on this wild tour. He finally turns heel, flipped the company on its head, and just flipped it back around, became a babyface again. Won the WWE Championship for a record-breaking 17th time, something nobody has ever done ever before in the history of the business. So it was a hell of a run to the GOAT, John Cena. That'll be my sports story of the year.
Nice. I loved watching all the John Cena stuff, so it was pretty cool to see all that too.
For sure.
All right, well, let's keep it with sports. Athlete of the year. Mine's simple because it will be this until he retires. It's LeBron James. He's 41. I will be 41 in about a month, and he's sitting out with old people injuries, and I've never felt more connected with an athlete in my life than him. He sat out games for sciatica, had that. He sat out games for arthritis in his lower body arthritis, had that, deal with that. So, you know what? LeBron, you're winning this until you retire. It's just athlete of the year is LeBron James because come on. Come on. Honestly, athletes aren't supposed to be this old. They're just not supposed to be. Like, I was trying to think of, like, does anyone else have this feeling with any other athlete? No, because you're not supposed to be a top 15 in your sport and be 41 years old. You're just not. You're just not.
But there's a lot of that now.
I know. There's a ton of it.
Sidney Crosby's like arguably the best player in hockey right now. He's going to be 39. And that bleeds into my athlete of the year is, I believe, 42. No, it's not Aaron Rodgers. Mine is 42. The athlete of the year is Matthew Stafford for finding a way to skip all of training camp. He skipped all of training camp. And people are like, is he even going to play this year? And then he went ahead and probably will be the NFL MVP. He threw like 42 touchdowns and like 4 interceptions or something ridiculous. It's like one of the best quarterback seasons of all time. Dude is old as shit. Just won a playoff game last night with a fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, game-winning drive. Dude is playing like he's 22 and he's 42. So shout out to old people. You know, in earlier episodes of this podcast, we kind of went in on old people quite a bit, but I feel like as we've become old people, now we got a little bit more respect for some of them, you know?
Speak for yourself. I'm 17, sir.
That's true. That's true. All right,
Get your ass off the field.
Dan, which one of your friends in high school had the best sports season this year?
Shout out to Mount Lebanon Junior Varsity lacrosse athlete, Justin.
Matthew Stafford and Chris have the same playlist, so that's why it was going on.
Oh, true.
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah, what a wild year for him, though. He was like on the verge of being traded, right? And when he was going to play at all, and then he got this boatload of money, and he's like, yeah, I still got it. Got it.
And let's not forget the fact that he's still not living in Detroit, which he also gets a lot of credit for.
Amazing. Yeah. Mine's easy as well. I'm going to keep it back to my sports story of the year. I'm going to give it to John Cena. I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to the Never Seen 17, the GOAT, the last real champion. That's it. We saw his final match in the ring in December, and he literally put the company on his back for 25 years. And the years leading up to the last 4 or 5 years of John Cena's career, he didn't look like Matthew Stafford. He looked like Phillip Rivers. And it's just like, when somebody doesn't have it anymore. Not physically. He wasn't like fat, but like you just don't have it anymore because you do it once or twice a year. You're acting. Oh, let's do a wrestling match real quick. You lose it. If you don't continue to practice it, you lose it. You get rusty. You keep it down to the basics. And he was a terrible wrestler for the last 5 years of his career. This year, he actually rededicated himself and showed I can still do this. And I was pleasantly surprised. I actually give him a lot of credit for rededicating himself to be not a half-ass wrestler, to go out on top, even though he lost. But John Cena, athlete of the year.
Nice. Shouts to the athletes. Get your brunchies. All right. We got a few categories left to go. Best thing we watched this year. Christopher, what's the best thing you watched?
Football.
Oh, boy. You give that award to the same.
No examples? That's it?
Hear me out. Very specific example. The best football that I watched this year was at Stadium Swim in Las Vegas.
Beautiful.
I mean, we're still in this era of building families, young kids, and you can't go to Vegas every year. But boys, once we get to a certain point, that Labor Day trip is going to happen every year, okay? Because that was unbelievable. I know we talked about doing a residency at Stadium Swim for one night in our next trip, whenever that, God willing, can happen. But I've I mean that weekend is one of my favorite weekends of the year because of football for like 6 straight days. And then you put me in a pool with my boys with some beers and 72 games happening in the blazing sun in the desert. I mean, doesn't get better. Doesn't get better. Honestly, probably actually the worst thing you could do to start the football season because then every football game after that is less. But it was great.
Dude, you're right. Because for like 3 weeks after that, like following them on Instagram, it's like I just wanted to be there watching football, like for at least the next month or so. So, no, I get it. Stadium Swim's amazing. It deserves its own category of just amazingness. So,
True.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you turned 40, not this year, but next year. So, 2027. Let's go.
I like it.
Best thing I watched, Ed Sheeran's One Shot on Netflix. If you guys haven't seen this,
it's too bad. He's leading.
If you guys haven't seen this, it is amazing. They did it all in one shot. No cuts, no edits. It's amazing. Watching the making of it after you watch One Shot is possibly better than watching the thing because you see how they did it all. And it's just like they use these drones that like fly through and everything, and they're just passing off the camera via drones, via persons. It's awesome. He just walks through, he's walking through New York City playing, and he's just like does a surprise proposal, does those things. They have all these things set up, and it's just awesome how they did this thing. And I don't feel like enough people were talking about it because I think it's incredible. It works like a moving art piece. I just have it on in the house sometimes. And it's just awesome. So like Ed Sheeran's One Shot, like anybody who has there's nothing that's bad about this thing, like put this on whenever it's just like, you know what, I just want this on. Clean the house, put it on. It's incredible. Like One Shot, Ed Sheeran on Netflix. It's just it's the coolest thing. And then how they did it is just awesome. So check that out. Best thing I watched for sure.
You did. You've been championing that all year, talking about how great it was. Still need to get to it. It's in the queue.
Dude,
it's in the queue
today.
Ed Sheeran with 2 brunchies so far. Will he win a third? Stay tuned. Best thing I watched all year. A lot of great things. I'm a big fan of the comedies. The Rehearsal with Nathan Fielder. The Chair Company with Tim Robinson on HBO Max. Amazing. But I have to go with what I consider one of the greatest television programs in the history of television programs. Severance, season 2. We finally got it after almost 3.5 years between seasons on Apple TV. Adam Scott and a bunch of other phenomenal actors in, by far, I think my favorite TV show I've ever watched. And I never thought I'd be into something like that. And if you don't know enough about it, get onto Apple TV, get your free subscription, and get the hell out of there. Severance, season 1, season 2, run them back, but it's amazing.
Man. And it looks like Chris was just handed an envelope for our next category. Best, funniest, weirdest things we saw on the internet this week.
Yes, my daughter thought I needed this toothpick, so she brought it and gave it to me. Anything in my teeth? Am I okay?
she's watching from the director's chair
like,
to the producer's booth, and she's like,
ugh. Yeah, she knows. So I think like I'm gonna go. I have a number of things for this. Like I thought 6-7 was and has been hilarious. There's a bunch of like maybe like little trends and stuff like that I had, but the one that was weird and kind of funny and like we talked about it on the podcast. I think this one would be the best one to talk about. Somewhere in the middle of the year, Ashton Hall in the fitness industry ended up on everybody's timelines for his morning routine. He was rubbing banana peels on his face. And I just like, each year in the fitness industry, something happens. And this year it was everybody obsessing over their morning routines because this dude's doing push-ups at 3:30 in the morning. I couldn't have seen this one coming. You really never can see what's coming next in the fitness industry. But that for sure it was funny. It was weird. I wouldn't say it was the best, but it was definitely entertaining.
Dude, mouth tape, man. Just
oh my
mouth
gosh.
tape.
Yeah.
Mouth tape, dip it. And then everybody was like wondering if they should be dunking their faces in a bowl of ice cubes. Remember? I mean, it was just how weird was that?
He was editing it where he just kept showing himself going in the elevator in his building to go up and down, and like it would say like going up, and he ends up in the parking garage. And I'm like, dude, come on.
Remember the dive of the pool where it was like a 4-minute dive?
Dude.
Timestamps.
Like,
that's a great
that
one.
is, you know how years can be like, oh man, this year went so fast. Like that just shows how long years are. I felt like that happened 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Man, oh god, that's great. For me, best, weirdest, funniest thing I saw on the internet this year is fake Justin Bieber at Excess nightclub during Griffin's set. Griffin, a extremely worldwide, international, popular DJ, he's playing at Excess nightclub, and someone says Justin Bieber's here, and he plays a song, and you've got Justin Bieber rocking out on stage, and it's not Justin Bieber. And he had no idea that it wasn't Justin Bieber until after the dude left the stage. And the whole place is rocking, and it is amazing. And because we went to Vegas and were there and saw T-Pain, and I got to tell you, if it wasn't T-Pain, I would not have known.
True.
And and nor would I have cared. It's just when you're there and it's 2 a.m. and you're drunk, you're just... someone's up on stage doing something. You're like, that's it. You go home. You're like, I saw them. So many people went home and they were like, dude, Justin Bieber showed up at Excess nightclub. And then they found out a couple weeks later that it was fake Justin Bieber. And I got to tell you, that's the funniest, weirdest thing, and also relatable thing that I saw on the internet this year.
Yeah, that was great. And then they followed up with the like fake Pitbull guy where he like got into the Pitbull concert because they thought he looked like Pitbull, and people thought it was Pitbull, and people were coming up to him. Amazing. And then he met Pitbull. That was great.
There's no doubt that Pitbull would respect that. I don't know if Justin Bieber respects that. He
True,
probably doesn't.
True.
But Pitbull definitely respects. That felt so on brand that Pitbull's like, no, I need to meet this guy.
True.
Have to.
True. Well, it's no surprise that I, complain about most of the things on the internet. I hate them. Don't know what's real. Don't know what's fake. Just a lot of garbage, frankly, on the internet. One thing that was very real and that became very, very popular and very, very funny for everybody but two people was the Coldplay couple caught at the Coldplay concert that just turned into a viral sensation everywhere. It's like if the ACC were to be caught with Notre Dame at the Coldplay concert and they didn't want to be noticed and seen. That's exactly what that was like. And that was just a gift that just kept on giving. It really was. And it was just like also a nice little reminder that like, hey, Coldplay's out on tour. Don't miss out. Don't miss out on the Coldplay tour. But yeah, that was the best thing I saw on the internet all year by far.
All right, boys. Well, we have 2 more categories left, guys. 2 more, I believe.
3. And we got 3.
We have 3?
I got 3.
What's the third?
Stuff we got wrong?
Oh, stuff we got wrong. Let's do that. Stuff we got wrong in 2025. Dan, go for it. Stuff we got wrong.
This one was easy. I said Bill Belichick would lead UNC to a playoff berth. Yep. That's what I said.
I don't even want to say what mine is because I just want to let that sit there. I just want to leave it. I just want to let it go. No, that's it.
That was my college football prediction. Now I also predicted that Kirk Cousins would have to come in for the Falcons and lead them to the playoffs. Now that was close, surprising, and it also almost happened. But the Bill Belichick one's going to sit with me for a while. I like laid out their schedule. It was an easy schedule, and it's like, hey, they do what's in front of them. They're going to have to consider them because they're UNC and Bill Belichick. Yeah.
Dan, how did you feel by the middle of the second quarter against TCU in the first game?
I was like, oh no, I'm going to be really wrong on this one.
They got absolutely obliterated.
Yeah. It was over and out very, very early. Very, very
early.
Yeah.
Wow. Chris, what'd you get wrong this year?
Some things on my list, like I said,
a couple things.
Just a few. I thought the Steelers would go 9-8. They didn't. They went 10-7. So, 9-8 is kind of the thing, right? So I was really off about that.
Yep.
I thought I wouldn't be able to stay up past 9:00 at night in Vegas, and I did. I stayed up until like 2 a.m. one day. So that was kind of cool. But the big one that stood out to me, boys, is a personal victory. I thought I was going to quit my job at the end of the year, and I ended up quitting my job 4 months earlier than that. So that's the thing I got wrong is the one I'm most happy about.
You idiot. What an idiot, sir.
Loser. Good.
Eat shit pit again. God, Chris, you just keep saying it on this podcast. It's a lot, dude. Like, we get it. Eat shit pit. We get it, Chris. We get it. All right. Stuff I got wrong this year. You know what? I thought that this was going to be a big comeback for Drake this year. It really didn't happen. He put out Nokia, which is my most played song on Apple Music this year was Nokia. Well, my most played song that wasn't a song from my children was Nokia this year. And I just thought he put out, I thought the album was going to come out this year. And it'd be a big year for Drake, and it was not. So I guess I'll be waiting until 2026. Also, music related, I thought that this Taylor Swift album was going to be, I don't know, for adults. It's not. Another album for 5-year-olds. So I was disappointed. Thought we were going to move into more adult things, but nope. It's music for 5-year-olds. So Taylor Swift and Drake, just disappointing your boy in 2025.
Classic 5-year-old song.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
That is a song for people who... That is a sex song for a kid in middle school. For somebody who is learning someone who's learning about what sex is, that is who that song's for. That song's not for adults. No adult is listening to that song and being like, oh man, oh yeah. No. Or it's a song for people who've never had sex before.
That's what
it's that too. That's what people who've never had sex before. Because it's not, because people keep saying that, it's like, no, like, it's her doing a bad Sabrina Carpenter impression for a song about sex for people who've never had sex before. That's it. Because it's just like nothing about that is like, it's like, I don't know, things I said before I had sex before. So I'm like, that's a sex song for high schoolers. Again, not song for what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, come on. You're 36 years old. God. Like, anyways, yeah, I'm disappointed. Maybe Drake will give me something in 2026. Maybe Taylor will grow up or something. She's getting married, so maybe that'll help. I don't know. Something.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, let's get into. We got 2 categories left. Here we go. Album of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Dan, get it started.
Boy, heavy, always heavy, but they didn't win Song of the Year, but they won Album of the Year. 21 Pilots, Breach. What else can I say? This category goes to them every 3 years because that's when I put on an album, and it's probably never going to stop. But we're probably gonna have to wait a while till the next one. It sounds like, so I have to give this award to them. But it is actually like legitimately my favorite album of the year. I love everything this band does. Every song, top to bottom, rinse and repeat. Do it, give it to me. That's my whole Spotify Wrapped is 21 Pilots. So I have to give it to them. A couple of shout outs to Somber, The Beaches, and The Beebs. Amazing work, but I got to give it to my boys, 21 Pilots.
Nice. Christopher Gates, album of the year.
Well, my song of the year went to Super Sometimes, and my album of the year goes to that band too. Their album From Then and Now. I mean, if you like the song Spork, you're going to get a lot of that in the album, which just takes me back. But it's from a bunch of kids that are close to Dan's Spotify age, so that's pretty cool.
Hey.
And according to Spotify, I am their 387th biggest fan. So only 386.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. Only 386 people listen to Super Sometimes more than me. Now, granted, we're not talking about an audience the size of Tay-Tay or Drake. All right. So that context matters, but that's my album of the year.
Hey, man. Hey, however you're there. Day one.
Yeah.
Day one. My album of the year. This is a huge year for R&B, and I'm so happy. 2026 is going to be a big year for R&B music too. We are getting back to just love music, guys, and I'm very happy about it. Makes me happy. And this album just smacked me in the face this year, and I haven't stopped listening to it since. Olivia Dean, The Art of Loving. She had a song called Man I Need that went viral, and I saw a bunch of people posting it at one point in, like, I think it was August, maybe it was September, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like this song. So in my car, I like put it on, and I was like, oh, this sounds good. Oh, she's got an album out. Let me listen to the album. And the album is amazing. Man I Need's the worst song on the album, and that song's really good. And I just have not stopped listening to this. Something in Between is so good. Everything about this album is great. If you are in love, you love this album. If you've ever had your heart broken, you love this album. And if you just love good old-fashioned R&B music, this is it. This is it, goddammit. Shouts to Olivia Dean for just giving that, just giving it to me, and a lot of people this year for giving me good R&B music. So there we go.
Great call. Great call. Congrats on your brunchie.
There you go.
Big year for
All right. And the final brunchie. Person of the year, bruncher of the year, who you would also want to have brunch with. The person of the year who you would also want to have brunch with. Let's get it going. Christopher, who is your person of the year who you would also want to have brunch with?
Yeah, context matters here because you want to have brunch with them. And I kind of called this out, boys. I kind of called this out about 5 or 6 months ago. But I predicted when I was saying that I hated Aaron Rodgers that I was going to end up liking him.
Uh-oh.
And here's the tricky thing here is that part of the reason I couldn't stand Aaron Rodgers before, that's because he was on every goddamn show about football that you could ever watch. I was sick of hearing him. Then he signs with the Steelers, and guess what? This dude never talks. You barely hear from him. He does his one little 10-minute interview with the media, and then he's out. I want to chat with him. I want to know what the hell's going on. He's a 42-year-old quarterback that has just consistently got better as the years gone on. He got the Steelers in the playoffs. We won 10 games instead of 9. Okay. Still think the team kind of sucks. I don't think we're going to really go anywhere, but I feel like we'd have so much stuff to talk about, and he has become more likable to me because he's kept his mouth shut. So I want to talk to him.
He has, and the few things that he said, he's just constantly defending Pittsburgh, the culture, Mike Tomlin, the organization.
He knows the
his
talking
teammates. Points. He's not an idiot, but he also was like, I love how this week in particular, he was like, he basically said that the culture at the Jets sucked. And he's like, this is why I wanted to continue to play football. He's like, I remember I liked football. I just had to come here to remember. And he's completely flipped the script that people that were very, very not real excited about him becoming a Steeler, he has become the most ideal teammate. He really has. So
yeah.
I'm with you.
He's kind of already positioning people to hey, I might do this again next year. Whereas he went into the season saying this is going to be my last season. And then like you said, last week, just the other day, he was like, the cool thing about here is the stuff that happens here stays here and shit doesn't get out. It's
right.
Okay.
No holes in the boat.
So I want to talk to him more because it's been one hell of a turnaround.
You have to understand, there are teams that you can do dumb shit with and teams that you can't do dumb shit with. And the one thing about the Steelers is not a Steelers fan. As me not being a Steelers fan, the one thing I always respected is just that there are teams where it's okay, shit happens with the Browns, they just blame the Browns. Shit happens with the Cowboys, they blame Jerry Jones. Shit happens with the Steelers, they blame you, sir. They don't blame the Steelers, they blame you. Mm-hmm. So that's the cool thing about the Steelers. It's everyone kind of understands the fact it's no, this isn't a Steeler problem. This is a you problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? With the Jets, it's no. This is a, you know what I'm saying? This is a Jets problem. It's very easy to do that with the Jets and all these, and basically most franchises, you can just point at them. But with the Steelers, it's no, it's not the Steelers' fault. And then everyone will back them up. It's you got everybody on TV and everyone will be like, well, you know what? We don't agree on anything, but whoa. It ain't the Steelers' fault. That's your fault. And so I think that's really what comes down with Aaron Rodgers. He was like, yeah, I can't fuck around here. I can't do it because it's going to be my fault. If this is bad, it's my fault. Yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with why, he's been keeping his ayahuasca, Either he's doing it and just being quiet about it or,
Or they're all doing it.
Or they're all doing it. And nobody knows.
Yeah, I think not doing 45 minutes on McAfee every week is going to help a lot of people. So
For sure. Yeah, because you can only talk so much football before it goes sideways there.
My person of the year who I also want to have brunch with, Timothée Chalamet.
Wow.
Timothée Chalamet, I went to see, he's already like now the number 2 Knicks fan behind Spike Lee. Sit in front row. Kylie Jenner, don't need to say any more about that. He pissed off a bunch of people on a press run for Marty Supreme because he was too confident in interviews. And I'm like, I love this guy. And then I went to see Marty Supreme. That was the most fun movie I've watched since Wolf of Wall Street. It is a roller coaster ride, and it is awesome. And he's so good in it, and it's awesome. Like, Marty Supreme is so freaking good. And being able to see that in a movie theater where I'm not distracted by my phone or anything else, like, just Timothée Chalamet. I just want to hang out with the kid. You know what I mean? I want to talk to him. He don't want to hang out with me. I'm old. But listen.
Maybe he hang out with me.
Cool dude. Seems like a cool dude. I want to go to the next game with him. So
Speak for yourself, Didi.
Yeah. Or we're closer in age.
So Timmy,
Tim and me.
So Timmy, if Kylie's not going to if Kylie doesn't want to go to the next game soon, holler at your boy. I'll be there in a second. We'll sit courtside and make fun of Ben Stiller. Let's do it.
It also just goes to show what a good head of hair can do for somebody. And then when you shave it all off, you look like a complete idiot.
What are you trying to say, Dan?
Did you? Yeah, I'm not saying you did that. He did that. He looks like an idiot.
You're coming at my only haircut.
Just saying. Love this category. I considered Aaron Rodgers. I did for the same reasons that Chris pointed out.
So weird.
I really did. He's become very, very likable in Pittsburgh.
Jesus Christ.
But I'm going to give it to the comedian, actor. He was kind of known for his work kind of as a writer on SNL, and he had some like funny improv shows on Netflix and Comedy Central. And this year he had a huge movie come out, and he starred in an HBO Max show that broke a bunch of records for a comedy show. He was nominated, did not win Best Thing I Ever Watched with The Chair Company. The movie, Didi, I know you would love the movie. It's called Friendship, and it stars Paul Rudd and this gentleman, Tim Robinson, my man, person of the year who I'd love to have brunch with. Listen, I'll fully admit his comedy's not for everybody, but it has me laughing my ass off the couch all the time. All of his work, love his stuff, and it was a huge year for him. And I'm really glad he's like finally getting a little bit of a spotlight. The Chair Company's already renewed for season 2 on HBO Max. It's one of the weirdest, funniest shows you'll ever watch. If you like something that's kind of lighthearted, but also a little bit dark and humorous, check out The Chair Company. But Tim Robinson, my man, I think it'd be a hell of a brunch.
Beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the 2025 Brunchies in 2026. We went through everything in 2025, and I can't wait to start talking about 2026 next week with you boys. Any final thoughts as we put 2025 to bed?
I have something that I came across, just things to look forward to in 2026. Valentine's Day is on a Saturday. 4th of July is on a Saturday. Halloween is on a Saturday. Christmas is on a Friday. New Year's Day is on a Friday, folks. We got a lot of holidays lining up with weekends this year. Save your vacation because you can party when you're already off. I think it's going to be a good year. I think it's a good year to go into.
Damn.
2026 was listening to our calendar holiday discussion earlier, was like how we need to line these things up.
That's beautiful. I did not know that 2026 lined up with the Brunch Breakdown calendar.
Amazing.
So,
amazing.
Might be the best year ever. We'll find out.
There's a couple of things I want to share very, very quickly that everybody except for Didi gets their Spotify Wrapped. I want to share some things because they do it for our podcast as well. Now, not everybody listens to our podcast on Spotify. We know that, but we promote it. We love it. The video's there, the audio's there. And they're the only ones that puts together a Wrapped for us. iTunes doesn't do that. So here we go. Sharing a couple of things, not only about us, but you, the listener of the Brunch Breakdown. This is about you. So please pay close attention and see if maybe something in here aligns with your listening needs, likes, wants. Generally, on Spotify this year, we had an 83% increase in our audience who listened to the podcast on Spotify. So thank you for choosing us and choosing Spotify to listen to the Brunch Breakdown. We had an increase of 25 followers. So thank you for following/subscribing, as we instruct you to do each and every week, to the Brunch Breakdown show page. 8 countries, boys. We were in 8 countries this year on Spotify. Shout out to the United States, Canada, Finland, Kenya, and Germany for ranking out the top 5. So 8 countries reached. Those are your top 5 on Spotify. Now, a couple things about our listeners. That was our stuff. Let's talk about you, who you're listening to and watching this podcast right now. I have our favorite artists listen to from the listeners of the Brunch Breakdown. Here's how they rounded out in numerical order. Here's how they rounded out. Eric Church was the most listened to artist by our podcast listeners.
Oh, no.
A little surprising. I'll be honest with you. A little surprising. Number 2, Dave Matthews.
Oh, no. Again.
Number 3, Johnny Craig. Number 4, Tesla.
Who's, you say?
I don't know who that.
You say Jenny Craig?
Johnny Craig.
Yeah, I was like, who's
She's still
Jenny
around?
Craig?
She's still around. A group named Tesla, and then Chris, your favorite band, Ghost, who had a really big year and who's like terrifying, by the way. That rounded out who our listeners prefer to listen to when it comes to music. So what that tells me is that nobody's listening to the sounds of brunch on Spotify or respecting the sounds of brunch for some particular reason. So please, again, find the sounds of brunch on Spotify.
Oh, no.
I know. It gets better.
Oh.
Audiobooks on Spotify. Now, not everybody listens to audiobooks.
I'm scared.
Not everybody listens to audiobooks on Spotify.
Might have to edit this part out of the podcast.
But
I'm scared now.
You better be. I'm going to go in reverse order here. Here are the top 5 audiobooks that our listeners listened to in 2025. Number 5, the NPR Laughter Hour. I like that.
NPR and laughter.
NPR Laughter. I know. I was like, is this the same show? It is. Number 4, If You Would Have Told Me, and that's John Stamos's book. If You Would Have Told Me by John Stamos.
On brand.
Number 3, Happier Hour. I don't know who that's by, but it seems to be lined up with what we do. Number 2, Oversubscribed. Not us. Number 1, the number 1 audiobook listened to by our listeners in 2025, The Menopause Diet Plan. I wish I was joking. I'm going to text this little graphic to you boys right now so you can see the proof from Spotify of those top 2. That's the number 1 audiobook by our listeners, 2025, The Menopause Diet Plan. So if that's you, thank you for listening to the Brunch Breakdown.
Jeez Louise.
And finally, the top shows, other podcasts and shows on the Spotify network, aside from the Brunch Breakdown, that our listeners like to listen to.
Oh my God.
The New York Giants Nation show. We have a big Giants contingent listening to the Brunch Breakdown. Pod Save America, a very popular one. Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. I think I know a couple people who particularly listen to this one, but Lounge Lizard, a cigar and lifestyle podcast. And then number 5, Fantasy Pros Fantasy Baseball podcast on Spotify. Wrap up the top 5 shows that our listeners listen to besides the Brunch Breakdown this year. So just a little fun Spotify wrap from our people, our friends at Spotify. Boys, it was a big year for us. We had 93% more comments on Brunch Breakdown episodes than any other podcast on Spotify. Our fans listen to our show 77% longer than any other show on Spotify. So thank you for tuning with us for the hour plus each and every week. And Spotify called us a 2025 Rising Star, which means our show's growth outpaced 78% of other podcasts on the Spotify network. So thank you again. Thank you for listening anywhere you listen to. But it's really fun to see the growth that we've had on Spotify and thank them for this little Wrapped of the Brunch Breakdown.
Well, that's 77% needs to stick around for like, I don't know, 15 minutes longer to listen to the sounds of brunch.
Seriously?
Yeah, right. You're missing the part at the end that apparently is most important.
We need to move music up. Is what that says. We need to move music up.
Either that or we need to start running ads in audiobooks about menopause.
I mean, listen. I'm in. Like, I'm not scared. We'll start running ads. Listen, if you love menopause,
then you'll love the Brunch Breakdown.
Then you'll love the Brunch Breakdown.
Then you'll love Dan's takes on Bill Belichick.
In his music tastes for 17-year-olds, because that aligns. Remember when you were 17 and not having menopause? Let's take you to some music. Let's turn to music.
Dan, your listening age is like the same age of the girls that Bill Belichick dates.
Shouts to Jordan. She almost was Bruncher of the Year. Almost. It was really close.
Yeah.
It was really, until I saw Marty Supreme, she was Bruncher of the Year for me.
Close call.
She was close.
Amazing.
All right. Well, that's it for 2025. We'll see you guys next week talking 2026 stuff. It's the Brunch Breakdown. Thanks for listening to the Brunchies.